A daring woman refuses to accept limits. Amelia breaks flight records, inspires me, and sets out on her final mission to fly around the world before mysteriously disappearing over the Pacific. In an era when the sky was a realm dominated by men, one woman from Atchison, Kansas, dared to dream of the clouds. Amelia Earhart was not just a pilot, she was a force of nature. A pioneer whose quiet determination and trailblazing spirit would forever change the face of aviation and inspire generations to dream bigger. Her story begins not in a cockpit, but with a simple, unyielding fascination for the burgeoning world of flight. As a young woman, she attended her first air show and took a 10-minute plane ride that would irrevocably set the course of her life. From that moment on, she knew she belonged in the air, and she would stop at nothing to get there, taking on odd jobs, from being a truck driver to a photographer, just to save enough money for flying lessons. This was the beginning of a journey that would see her shatter records and stereotypes with equal grace and tenacity. Her ascent into the annals of aviation history was nothing short of meteoric. In 1928, she captured the world's imagination when she became the first woman to fly across the Atlantic Ocean, albeit as a passenger. Though she famously downplayed her role, referring to herself as just a sack of potatoes, the flight catapulted her to international fame. But for Amelia, this taste of transatlantic flight was not an endpoint. It was a promise. She was determined to make the journey again, but this time on her own terms alone, at the controls. On May 20th, 1932, she fulfilled that promise, taking off from Harbor Grace, Newfoundland, in her bright red Lockheed Vega 5B. She battled fierce winds, icy conditions, and mechanical failures for nearly 15 hours. She didn't reach her intended destination of Paris, instead landing in a pasture in Northern Ireland. But the message was clear. Amelia Earhart had conquered the Atlantic, solo. This historic flight was just one of many records she would set. She became the first person to fly solo from Hawaii to the U.S. mainland, a perilous journey over a vast, unforgiving expanse of the Pacific Ocean that had already claimed the lives of other pilots. She flew from Los Angeles to Mexico City, and from Mexico City to Newark, setting new speed and distance records with a quiet confidence that became her trademark. She was more than just a record breaker. She was an icon, with her short, tousled hair, leather jacket, and warm, approachable smile. Lady Lindy, as the press affectionately called her, became a symbol of modern womanhood. She was a powerful advocate for women's rights, co-founding an organization for female pilots and encouraging women everywhere to pursue their passions and break free from traditional roles. She used her fame not for personal gain, but as a platform to champion equality and inspire countless others to reach for their own skies. By 1937, with a string of incredible achievements behind her, Amelia Earhart set her sights on the one great flight that remained. To circumnavigate the globe, it was to be her magnum opus, a grueling 29,000-mile journey that would follow a challenging equatorial route. Her aircraft for this monumental undertaking was a state of the art. Twin-engine, Lockheed Model 10E, electric, specially modified with extra fuel tanks, and dubbed her Flying Laboratory. Accompanying her was the highly skilled navigator, Fred Noonan. Their first attempt in March ended prematurely with a crash on takeoff in Hawaii, but Amelia was undeterred. After extensive repairs to the Electra, they set out again on June 1st, this time flying eastward from Miami. 4 weeks, the world watched in awe as they successfully island-hopped across the Atlantic, traversed the African continent, crossed the Arabian Peninsula, and flew over India and Southeast Asia. By the end of June, they had completed over 22,000 miles of their epic journey and landed in Lae, New Guinea, exhausted, but triumphant. Only one final, daunting leg remained: the vast, empty expanse of the central Pacific Ocean. On the morning of July 2nd, 1937, Earhart and Noonan took off from Lae. Their destination, a tiny, remote speck in the Pacific called Halland Island, a mere 2 square miles of coral that was to be their refueling stop. The U.S. Coast Guard cutter, the Itasca, was stationed near the island, ready to guide them in with radio and smoke signals. As the hours passed, the Itasca picked up a series of fragmented, static-filled radio transmissions from Earhart. Her voice, strained but calm, reported cloudy weather and difficulty with navigation. She believed they were close, but could not see the island. In one of her final, haunting messages, she transmitted, "We are on the line. 157,337. We will repeat this message. We will repeat this on 6,210 kilocycles. Wait. And then another. We are running on line north and south." After that, the radio fell silent. Despite one of the most extensive and expensive sea and air searches in American history, no trace of Amelia Earhart, Fred Noonan, or their silver Electra was ever found. Amelia, the woman who had conquered the skies and captured the heart of the world, had vanished into the vast blue mystery she so loved, her final flight unfinished, her legend eternally etched against the horizon.